You're 18 years old, standing in a formation outside a recruiting office you never chose to visit. The officer reads your name from a list. He knows everything about you. Your grandfather fought in the war on the correct side. Your father works at a state factory without complaint. Your mother teaches primary school children to worship the Kim family before they learn to write their own names. You have no relatives in the South, no relatives in China, no relatives who disappeared. You are clean. Congratulations, you've been assigned to border duty. Your mother cries when you tell her, not because you're leaving, but because she knows what border duty means. Your father says nothing. He pours you a drink that night, the expensive kind he's been saving, and looks at you like he's memorizing your face. You don't understand why until much later. The first thing they teach you in training isn't how to patrol, it's why you patrol. The instructor stands in front of a map with the rivers marked in red. On the other side of those rivers, he says, is contamination, South Korean films, American music, Chinese money, ideas that will poison the people. Your job is to be the immune system of the state. You are the wall. You are the filter. You are the last line of defense between purity and corruption. You stand at attention and repeat the slogans. You don't believe them yet, but belief isn't required. Obedience is. They teach you how to read footprints in mud, how to spot disturbed brush along fence lines, how to check for cut wire, how to patrol in pairs so neither of you can lie about what you saw, how to fill out reports documenting every movement, every conversation, every decision. You are not just a guard. You are a witness the state will use against you if necessary. Then you get a practical lesson from an older conscript. He pulls you aside one night after training. He's been on border duty for 6 months. Listen carefully, he says. The rules they teach you are the rules that will get you punished. The real rules are different. The real rules are, everyone takes bribes, but not every bribe is safe to take. Some people are being watched by security, so bribing them is a test. Some bribes are too small to risk your life for. Some bribes are too large to refuse without making enemies. Your job is to figure out which is which before you guess wrong. He pauses, and you will guess wrong eventually. Everyone does. You ask him what happens when you guess wrong. He shows you his hand. 2 fingers are missing. Frostbite, he says. They don't give you proper gloves in winter. You either buy your own with bribe money or you lose parts of yourself to the cold. He looks at you with dead eyes. The cold is the least dangerous part of this job. Your posting is along the Tumen River, northeast sector, 40 kilometers from the nearest town. The barracks are concrete blocks with heating that works maybe half the winter. You sleep in a room with 11 other guards. The walls are thin enough that you hear everything. Snoring, crying, prayers whispered to gods no one is allowed to believe in. The first week you hear one of the older guards weeping in his bunk. You don't ask why. Nobody does. Asking questions is how you become the next person crying. The landscape is beautiful in a way that makes you hate it. Mountains covered in snow, rivers that freeze into black glass, forests so thick you can hide 100 people in them. You're supposed to watch all of it. Every tree, every path, every shadow. It's impossible. The border is too long, the guard posts too far apart, the night too dark. But the state doesn't care about the impossible. The state cares about blame. And when someone crosses, someone gets blamed. Your first patrol is with a senior guard named Corporal Han. He's 24 years old and looks 40. He doesn't talk much, but when he does, every word matters. See that section? He points to a spot where the fence sags slightly. That's where people cross most often. The brokers know it. The locals know it. We know it. Last month, a family tried to go through there. Mother, father, 2 children. We caught the father. He pauses. The rest made it across. You ask what happened to the father. Corporal Han doesn't answer. The math of border duty is simple and cruel. You earn approximately 3,000 won per month. That's your official salary. A kilogram of rice costs 5,000 won on the black market. You cannot afford to eat on your salary. You cannot afford gloves, better boots, or medicine when you get sick. Your choices are starve, steal, or take bribes. There's no fourth option. Corporal Han teaches you the price list. A local wants to move goods across the border, 50,000 won, depending on the goods. Someone wants to make a phone call to China, 30,000 won for 10 minutes. Someone wants to cross. You don't name a price for that. You pretend you didn't hear the question. Because that question is a test, and tests come from state security agents pretending to be brokers. 3 weeks into your posting, you encounter your first real decision. You're on night patrol, alone, which shouldn't happen, but happens constantly because there aren't enough guards to cover the entire sector. You hear movement near the river. You raise your rifle and shout, "Stop! Identify yourself." A woman steps out from the trees. She's maybe 30 years old, thin in the way that means months of hunger, not genetics. She's holding a bundle. She doesn't run. She walks toward you slowly. hands visible. She stops 10 meters away. "I'm not crossing," she says. "I just need to retrieve something from the other side. Someone will throw it across. I'll catch it and leave. No one crosses, no crime." You know what the bundle is before she says it. Money. Her sister in China is throwing money across the river. This happens constantly. Families separated by the border, using the river as a mail system. You're supposed to arrest her, confiscate the money, file a report. She'll be sent to a labor camp. Her children, if she has any, will be marked by her crime for 3 generations. Or you can let her retrieve the package, take 20% as your fee, and let her go home. She's already calculating the cost. She's not afraid. She's negotiated this before with other guards. This is just business. Corporal Han's words echo in your head. Not every bribe is safe to take, but you also remember the price of rice. You tell her to make it fast. She whistles across the river. A package wrapped in plastic sails through the air. She catches it, opens it, counts the bills. Chinese yuan. She hands you a portion without hesitation, the way someone tips a waiter. Then she's gone into the trees. You stand there holding foreign currency, which is illegal for you to possess. You've just committed a crime to survive your assignment. Welcome to border duty. The paranoia starts small. You notice things. One of the guards in your unit, Private Kwan, is suddenly wearing new boots. No one comments on it, but everyone notices. New boots mean money. Money means bribes. Bribes mean Kwan is playing the game. 2 weeks later, Kwan is gone. No explanation. His bunk is empty. His name is never mentioned again. You don't ask what happened, but you understand the message. Someone was watching Kwan. Someone is watching all of you. The state doesn't trust border guards because the state knows border guards are all criminals by necessity. You learn to spot the watchers. They're guards, but they're different. They rotate in from state security. They don't take bribes. They don't complain about the cold. They watch the other guards more carefully than they watch the border. They file reports you'll never see. One of them approaches you during a patrol. Casual conversation, asks about your family, asks if you've seen anything unusual, asks if any of the other guards have been acting strangely. Every question is a trap. You give answers that are true but useless. No, nothing unusual. No, everyone seems normal. You are lying, and he knows you are lying, but your lies are generic enough that they're not actionable. This is the game. Everyone lies. Everyone knows everyone is lying. The question is whether your lies are dangerous enough to punish. The winter is worse than you imagined. The temperature drops to -30°C. Your breath freezes in your lungs. Your rifle is so cold that touching the metal with bare skin will tear your flesh off. You wrap cloth around the barrel, but it doesn't help much. Patrols are supposed to last 4 hours, but after 2 hours, you can't feel your feet. You keep walking anyway, because stopping means freezing to death. Corporal Han tells you about a guard 2 years ago who sat down to rest during a patrol. They found him in the morning. Frozen solid, still sitting upright. They had to carry him back to the barracks like a statue. The border changes you in ways you don't notice until it's too late. You stop seeing people as people. You see them as problems, risks, opportunities. A family trying to cross is not a tragedy. It's a decision point. Do you stop them, let them go, or extract payment? A broker approaching you is not a criminal. It's a customer. You are not a human being making moral choices. You are a component in a system that values obedience over ethics, and the system is very good at turning humans into components. 6 months in, you witness your first execution. A local man was caught trying to cross with a USB drive containing South Korean films. He's brought to the town square. The entire unit is required to attend. The officer reads the charges: treason, corruption, attempting to spread foreign propaganda. The man kneels. You're standing 20 meters away. You see his face. He's not crying. He's not begging. He's just tired. The shot is loud. The body falls. You're ordered to applaud. You applaud. That night you don't sleep, not because of guilt. The guilt died months ago. You don't sleep because you realize that the man who was executed probably paid bribes to other guards who let him move goods and information for months. And then one day, those guards decided he wasn't worth protecting anymore, or the state decided to make an example, or someone informed to save themselves. The system didn't fail him. The system worked exactly as designed. And you are part of the system now. COVID era comes and everything changes. New orders come, buffer zones are established. No one is allowed within 1 kilometer of the river without special permission. Anyone found in the buffer zone can be shot without warning. You read the order 3 times. Shoot without warning. Not arrest, not question, shoot. The order is clear. The border is no longer a line to guard, it's a kill zone. Corporal Han reads the same order. He looks at you. This is going to get very bad, he says. The first shooting happens a week later. A woman in the buffer zone, collecting firewood. She probably didn't know about the new order. Most civilians don't. Guards spot her at dawn. They shout a warning. She runs. They fire. She was 60 years old. She had firewood strapped to her back. She was not trying to cross. She was just trying to survive the winter. The guards who shot her filed a report claiming she was a suspected defector. The report was approved. They received commendations. The message is clear. Shoot first. The state will justify it later. You start having nightmares. In the dreams, you're the one running. You're in the buffer zone. You hear shouting behind you. You run faster, but the snow is too deep. You hear the rifle shot. You wake up before the bullet hits. The nightmares are not about guilt. They're about fear, because you realize that you are not safe either. If you make a mistake, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, if someone needs a scapegoat, you will be the one running, and no one will ask questions after you're dead. The bribery system adapts. The new orders make crossing nearly impossible, so the prices skyrocket. What used to cost 50,000 won now costs 500,000 won. Brokers are more cautious, more professional. They don't approach random guards anymore. They have networks. Guards who are trusted, who've been vetted, who've taken enough bribes that they can't report anyone without incriminating themselves. You are not in the network. You are too new, too unpredictable. The brokers avoid you, which means you don't make extra money. You go back to starving. The cruelty is perfect. The state tightened the rules, which made survival harder, which made you more desperate, which makes you more likely to take a dangerous bribe, which makes you more likely to get caught. It's a trap with no exit. One night, you're on patrol with a new guard, Private Song. He's 19 years old, arrived 2 weeks ago, still believes the slogans. You're walking the fence line when you see movement. 2 people running toward the river. You raise your rifle. Private Song raises his. The people are 100 meters away, not a clear shot. They're running fast. They're going to reach the river. If they reach the river, they might cross. If they cross, you failed your duty. Private Song is breathing hard beside you. Should we shoot? He asks. You have 3 seconds to decide. If you shoot, you might kill them. If you don't shoot, they might escape and you'll be blamed. There is no good choice. There are only choices that get you punished or choices that you can't live with. You lower your rifle. They're too far, you say. We'll report it as a sighting. Private Song looks at you like you just saved his life. Later, you realize you probably did, because shooting someone is easy to order and hard to forget, and soldiers who can't forget become problems. The report goes up the chain. 2 suspected defectors, spotted, escaped. The officer calls you in. Why didn't you shoot? He asks. Too far for accurate fire, you say. Didn't want to waste ammunition on a miss. The officer stares at you. You're not sure if he believes you. Then he nods. Acceptable. You're dismissed. You walk out of his office and realize that you just lied to protect 2 people you've never met, and the lie worked. And now you're complicit in their escape, which means you have a secret. And secrets in North Korea are the most dangerous thing you can carry. 3 years pass. You're no longer the new guard. You're the experienced one. You teach the new conscripts how to patrol, how to read the terrain, how to survive the winter. You don't teach them the real lessons. Those lessons can't be taught. They have to be learned through hunger, cold, fear, and moral erosion. You watch the new guards arrive, fresh-faced and terrified, and you see yourself 3 years ago. The difference is you're still alive. Many guards from your original unit are not. Some froze. Some were reassigned and never heard from again. Some were executed for crimes no one will explain. Corporal Han is still here. He's a sergeant now. He barely speaks. His eyes have the same dead look you saw on the first day. You realize your eyes probably look the same. You've taken dozens of bribes by now, maybe hundreds. You've lost count. You've let people retrieve packages, make phone calls, move goods. You've looked the other way during crossings you should have stopped. You've filed false reports to cover your own involvement. You are, by law, a criminal. But so is every other guard on the border. The system is built on corruption because the system doesn't pay enough to survive without it. The state knows this. The state accepts this. As long as the corruption is predictable, manageable, and doesn't undermine the larger control structure, it's tolerated. Until it's not, then someone gets shot and everyone else takes smaller bribes for a few months and the cycle continues. You meet a broker named Mr. Choi. He's been working the border for 15 years. He's rich by North Korean standards, which means he has enough food, warm clothes, and connections to avoid arrest. He approaches you carefully, respectfully. He's heard you're reliable. He wants to establish a relationship. He offers you a monthly retainer, 100,000 won, paid at the start of each month. In exchange, you patrol certain areas at certain times and ignore certain activities. You don't have to help, you just have to not notice. It's a business arrangement, professional, clean as far as crime goes. You agree, not because you want to, because refusing is more dangerous than accepting. Mr. Choi has connections. If you refuse him, he'll assume you're a state security agent testing him, and if he thinks you're a threat, you'll disappear. So you take the money, you adjust your patrol routes, you report what you're told to report. You are now fully integrated into the shadow economy of the border. The worst part isn't the crime. The worst part is how normal it becomes. You stop feeling fear when you take a bribe. You stop feeling guilt when you let someone cross. You stop feeling anything at all. You are a mechanism. You perform your function. The state feeds you slogans and you repeat them. The brokers pay you money and you provide access. The system uses you and you use the system. Everyone is using everyone and no one believes anything, and the entire structure is held together by fear and necessity. This is life on the border. This is life in North Korea. You are not a person anymore. You are a function in a machine that eats people and produces obedience.